I see it looks like we've got a number of attendees. Everyone's still trickling in, but happy Wednesday. Appreciate everybody for taking time out of their busy days to join. Welcome to Your Sales on Autopilot. So, the ThriveCart and Flodesk integration webinar, which long anticipated, a lot of conversation about this. So, we're super excited to get this thing going, and already we've got the chat going. We love to see it. We love to see it.
Amazing. Yes.
So
Tell us where you're from, everybody. I
yeah,
see
please. Ann
Wyoming, Michigan.
Arbor.
Oh, I love Ann Arbor. I went there for a week. It's
There
beautiful.
we go. Okay, we got New
Boston,
York.
all
Showing the little
over.
ones. Oh, we're covered.
LA.
We're covered.
Yes. Where are my Texas friends? Where are we at? France. Oh, that's a way cooler place
Ooh.
than where I'm at. Phoenix, love it. Berlin. Oh my
Berlin. Okay.
goodness.
We
We are
love that.
global, Jackson.
I
It's like
know.
global. Frisco, Rebecca, I'm in San Antonio. How fun.
That's
Oh,
great. Here
cool.
I am in Connecticut. I'm
Sweden.
seeing Sweden. Love it.
Wow. Oh, love it. Jupiter.
Jupiter. I'm like, Jupiter, Florida, Jupiter, the planet. Like, what are we thinking about here? You know, love
Oh
it.
my
Oh,
gosh.
Stockholm. Well, yeah, this is Bulgaria. I
Welcome,
mean, we keep
everybody.
going. This is great. Um, yeah, Paris definitely better than rainy Connecticut. So that's a win. We'll take that.
You can send some of
Um,
that rain to us. It's 98 degrees here
that's
in
true.
San
You
Antonio.
guys need it. Yeah, you guys definitely
Yeah.
need that. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
Perfect. Well, yeah, thank you guys. Please continue to drop the locations. We love to see it. So again, thank you everybody for joining, regardless of what time zone and what continent you're in. We love to see the diversity in the chat. So again, welcome to Your Sales on Autopilot. We'll go ahead, introduce ourselves. So we'll skip over to the second slide. So I am your co-host for the day. I'm Jackson Brodie. I'm the head of partnerships here at ThriveCart. Dawn, I'll let you introduce yourself.
yeah. And I'm Dawn Richardson. I am the product education manager at Flodesk, but I'm also a small business owner myself, and I run a business called Tech Savvy Creative.
And that is, remember that, chat, because that's going to come back later on during this webinar. Dawn is our special guest for all the reasons and more. So we're super excited to have Dawn. Dawn, yes, thank you so much for attending, making this happen. Like I said, this is
Yes, of
definitely a
course.
long time coming. Long time
Yes.
coming.
Oh, yes. We're so happy.
Yes. Yeah.
We all are, even as a user. And I know everybody in the chat here is also very excited. It's been a
Yes.
long time coming.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So, okay, just some quick housekeeping stuff, folks. I'm going to flip over to, touch on the agenda in a second. So feel free as we go. We're going to have a Q&A session later on, but feel free if you do have a question and you want to post that in the chat, feel free. If we miss it, don't hate us. We will come back to it later on in the session. If we catch it while we're going, hopefully we can give it a quick answer, but feel free to do that. Just a few other things. We are going to have to celebrate this from the ThriveCart perspective, we are going to have a promo code, I believe, on the screen and potentially in the chat as well for $100 off for new ThriveCart users. So that is going to appear momentarily. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. We're also going to have, and perfect, right on cue. We love it. We're also going to have links to all ThriveCart products so you can get an understanding of the different products, the different suites that we offer. You can jump in and check those out. That'll be posted in the chat as well. And this webinar will be emailed out in a few days after we complete everything, make it look all pretty. We'll get that going. So just a few quick housekeeping notes before we dive in. So from a agenda perspective, just to kind of set the stage, and then we're going to get into the good stuff. So we're going to go through from a ThriveCart perspective first, why we're here with Flodesk. I think Dawn said it well. I think everybody knows why we're here. This is a long time coming. So we're just going to touch on that quickly. We'll get back to that in more depth later on, especially with Dawn later in the presentation. We're going to touch on ThriveCart's integrations, our feature list, on how deep and candidly the depth that we provide. And now you take those feature sets with a top tier product and platform like Flodesk, what that will mean for your business. And we're going to break down in terms of the problems that probably all of us and a number of people here used to have, now formally have, do not have those problems anymore. So we're going to get through that as well, and we're super excited. So if all that sounds good, folks, we are just going to go ahead and jump on in. So from a ThriveCart perspective, again, why we're here, we are very proud that we do offer over 50 plus integrations, and we really want to be. And I'll probably use this phrase. Sometimes I beat my own phrases to death, but we try and be really the platform of the platforms. And so while we do have 50 plus integrations, Flodesk was number one in terms of this had to happen. Now, a quick personal story. Dawn, I started at ThriveCart at the end of July. Our first conversation in August, I remember you were like, this has to happen. We have people are beating down our doors to make this happen. And I was like, okay, sure, sure, sure. And you literally showed me conversations on Threads, on Instagram, on Facebook, and a number of others. And as I was having conversations with ThriveCart affiliates and customers, I was like, oh, like she's serious. People are going to name their kids and their dogs after this. It's like a real thing. So we have to make this happen. Have to make this
Yep.
happen.
Yep.
Yes. So with that said, I know it's sort of on a lighthearted note, but really want to thank everybody here for making your voices heard. And that's why we're here, because we knew these two tools need to be able to partner and work together in the ways that we're about to describe. So from as I mentioned a second ago, in terms of ThriveCart Pro Plus, the suite that we have and the specific features inside of it, just want to touch on those for a second. So I think it's super key when before we talk about how we're adding on this super great tool and platform in Flodesk. So if you take a look at these tools laid out here in this kind of like this web of ThriveCart, you're going to see the diversity from subscription management, order bumps, tax automation, building your own affiliate center and business, accepting different types of payments, crypto payments, for example. Between all of that, what I just described out in terms of the 50 plus integrations, really are set on becoming the platform of the platforms where we can help you grow your business through our own native tools inside of the platform, but also with great integrations with tools like Flodesk as well. Now, for those who are new to ThriveCart and don't necessarily know a lot about the platform, have heard a little bit about us, what are we? What are we all about? So we are an all-in-one, no-code course checkout online course platform for individuals to grow their business. And the specific numbers and metrics on the screen are kind of eye-boggling, and for us, definitely something to be proud of to bring to our customers. So you look at 65,000 businesses powered. We've done over 60 million products sold, and we've processed over $6 billion in actual sales, which again is crazy to think about, but it's where we are, and we're super proud to take that again to market and continue to grow upon that for our customers. And it really, with these individual metrics, it really allows us to say and say it truthfully that we let you build and sell anything. So I mentioned a second ago, and yeah, absolutely crazy, 60 million products sold. And so how are we doing that? We're giving you the tools out of the box to create conversion ready landing pages. Again, no coding required. We let you sell anything from courses, digital downloads, memberships, physical products, how-tos, guides, ebooks, you name it, we can let you sell it, which is something that is really great for us, for our customers, and for where the broader creator economy, candidly, is heading. And the last bit that I'll touch on, and I'm probably going to do a classic Jacksonism and repeat myself a few times, but you're going to notice how we will let you seamlessly connect with your storefront, your checkout, your follow-up workflows, other key integrations, everything. The idea for this to work for your business, everything has to play nice and work together. So one of the core ways how we help you scale and grow your business is from a payments perspective. So we actually have our own Stripe and PayPal instances, which allows you to get better security and provide you with the highest success rates on the planet. And how we accept payments and different payment methods is crucial here too. So you see a few of them on the screen. So buy now, pay laters, split pay as you like, setting subscriptions, setting fixed term subscriptions, super customizable, crypto as well. I mentioned that a few minutes ago. So and actually one other thing I'll mention here before I get to the last point on the screen is also depending on where you are. So I've had customers come to me and say, "Hey, I'm in North America, I'm in Europe, I'm in Asia. Can I accept payments?" Yes. The by being, and I'm going to do it again, I'm going to use the term, by being sort of the platform of platforms, we enable you to be able to grow your business and accept payments globally, worldwide. So when you factor in these types of tools, and we're going to get to a few more, but as you factor them in and you look at Flodesk being able to work hand in hand with these types of feature set and world-class email automation and marketing, it's something that it clearly shows how you can help grow and scale your business really with ease. So let's jump over to the checkout side of things. So I mentioned the $6 billion figure I mentioned a second ago. We actually process a little over $2 billion a year in payments, and we do that through single step, multi step carts. We also have, and we're super proud to say this, our platform has allowed our customers to boost their average order value by 30% with things like one click upsells, downsells, order bumps, subscription prorating. We also give you tools to, when we say we want you to sell whatever, wherever, we want to give you the tools to do that. So when you talk about tax calculation and inclusive pricing, so you know what? I can now sell globally, and what that can do potentially for your sales. We've got a figure on the screen of how this can help you grow your sales up to 22%. We're also going to empower you with different tools to reduce churn. So Dunning, you got abandoned cart recovery there. And another key set, and I'm going to talk about this in another way in a minute, but providing you with UTM and funnel analytics so you can track the customer journey and say, okay, this is going well with this specific product, but I'm losing customers here. What can I do to, at the end of the day, increase conversion, increase sales? So have a full understanding of what that looks like from a customer journey perspective. Let's get over to the next slide. So building, I think I mentioned this on the upfront, you can also build your own affiliate business and scale it. So when I first saw this figure a few weeks ago, I was like, that's crazy. We're trusted by over 900,000 affiliates worldwide, and we provide a number of different tools and features inside of the affiliate platform. So setting custom commissions, coupons, different workflows, being able to create JV contracts, being able to actually offer automated instant or delayed payouts, refunds, clawbacks, really setting your affiliate program however you want it to be set. And just like I mentioned a second ago with analytics and UTM reporting, being able to do that here and saying, okay, these affiliates are really where I need to be doubling down to my business, where I have some others that might not potentially be working. Being able to, so to speak, lift up the rock and get under the hood and see, all right, what's really working for my business in these ways as well. Cassidy, to your question, I actually see that popped up. We do have a affiliate program. Appreciate that. So we can drop the link. Hopefully, we can drop the link inside of the chat in terms of where to sign up. So we'll go ahead and get that in there for you. Keeping with the feature set list, we also offer a learning management system, an LMS. We've done over 12 million individual enrollments, which again is mind-boggling. And with that, just like I mentioned with the affiliate program, the features and the feature sets that come with the LMS. So bundles, being able to write specific rules, custom trigger points, tracking courses, time limited access, student imports, and we could keep going and going and going. And the real key here, outside of all these great individual features, again, I mentioned this probably like 5 slides ago, are that all of these tools are going to work and speak together. So integrating with your existing checkout, subscriptions, affiliate. So everything is working and flowing together so you can scale your business all under one umbrella. And now, with that said, I've gone through a bunch here. And now imagine everything I've just detailed out. Like I said, checkout, affiliate, subscription, etc., payments. All of that now goes hand in hand with the incredible platform and tools that Flodesk offers from an email marketing automation perspective. That's a powerful 1-2 punch, so to speak. And right before I'm going to pass it over to Dawn in a second, but when we were putting this together, we were thinking, okay, for how do we describe sort of like as a theme what we're doing here and what we're providing for the customers? And it's really about taking an individual sale and turning that into a broader system. So the problem slide, which I'm sure is going to give everyone here some PTSD, myself included. You look at what we were all dealing with in our own way, time consuming manual steps to nurture customers between email and purchase. So displaced data, CSVs, tools that don't work together, finding, without mentioning anyone or anything, finding glue tech to literally stitch it together to create these workflows. And that takes up bandwidth, it takes up cash, and it takes, most importantly, your focus away from customers. And just a personal story, I was working with a creator a few years ago in the fashion space to sell some digital products. And I remember we thought we were all good to go. We were getting ready to release a thrifting map. And of course, my email gets bombarded by a number of individuals who did not get the email, and they found out from other users and in this space that this was going on, and the tech did not hold up. So instead of focusing on the customers, we're focusing on the glue tech and having to play defense instead of offense. And we don't like that. We want to play offense. So with the solution, where this is going to provide and take all of us is it's going to save you time, it's going to save you money, streamline your business efforts and your tech stack. And everything I just mentioned from ThriveCart's perspective, the feature rich, fast time to value, add that up with Flodesk, you're going to get more automation inside of your business, remove manual follow-ups, and be able to create on-brand experiences at scale at your pace and focus on your customers. So with that said, I need a sip of water. I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Dawn, you can speak to this from a very unique perspective, a unique angle. So I'm going to mute myself and pass it over to you for a little bit.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm going to jump on in here. So, to give a little context, I have been using ThriveCart for many years. Hi, Cassidy. Hi, friends. I have been a ThriveCart user for many years. It is my learning platform that I use for my business. I have used it to make many sales, and I have many students, thousands of students in the platform. So, very proud of that and have been very excited about this integration coming because I am one of those people that personally have been using the glue tech. So those third-party integrations, they can get so expensive and complicated. And when you want to do more advanced type automations, it gets really confusing. So this eliminates that pain point. Now we're talking directly. I was able to completely cancel another service that we're not going to mention here, but it is truly wonderful and it allows me to streamline my business. Now, I think something really important here, and this kind of alludes to Rebecca's question up there, is the best tools out there are the ones that you're going to use. They're the tools that you love using. That could be ThriveCart, that could be Flodesk, and you want these tools to work together. Now, with this integration, I can do this. I don't have to do anything manual or rely on another piece of software to do this for me. It lets me spend less time dealing with admin. I'm not worried about automations not working the right way. I'm not stitching anything together. It keeps everybody organized and segmented. That's another big piece that we're going to talk about here because the magic of email truly is getting the right message to the right person. That's something that you can't do on other channels, but you can do it with email. This integration allows you to do that with ThriveCart next to you. Okay. So we're going to dive into a walkthrough. We're going to showcase the tool and how this integration works together. Now, this integration is unique, okay? Whenever we have an integration with Flodesk or any tools for that matter, every tool kind of functions a little differently, right? So every integration is unique. The Flodesk and ThriveCart integration is unique because there's two sides to this one, okay? There's the automation settings on the ThriveCart side that will then sync over the subscriber to Flodesk when a purchase is completed. And I'm going to show you that one first. And then also we have the automations on the Flodesk side that allow you to watch for abandoned carts in ThriveCart or also post-purchase and start a automation or a workflow on the Flodesk side. So we're going to show both sides of that. Now, I am going to play a quick video here. Again, these are both my personal accounts, okay? This is my ThriveCart account, so you're going to see that. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the video, and I'm going to narrate as we walk through that. Here we go. Okay, so this is how we connect the two together. It's as simple as signing in and then connecting. So we'll let that get started right here. Asking for permission. There we go. So I am all ready to go in ThriveCart. It's that simple. You're just going to go to that integration tab to get started. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose one of my products. And now the really nice thing about these automations in ThriveCart is I can do this uniquely to each product. I'm going to click the automation tab inside of my product and then add a rule. Since I've built that integration, I am able to choose Flodesk from this dropdown. And then it asks me, okay, when the product is purchased, I want to add them to what segment? Okay, what audience? And you can see here, I have a lot of segments in my personal Flodesk account. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the segment that I call purchased, organize your digital life. So I can see exactly who bought what. I'm going to go ahead and save that automation. Now, on my sales pages in ThriveCart, I have another checkbox that says, I want to be notified about store updates. Okay, that's what the checkbox says for me. And I want to add an automation that when somebody checks that checkbox, I want to add them to a segment that notifies them if I have any shop updates. So I'm going to add them to the shop update segment and click save. So now these automations are going to run when somebody makes a purchase from that product, that particular product. And I can create unique automations for each of my products in ThriveCart. So I might have another automation or another segment that says courses, and I want to add them to that segment. I can do all of that and make it unique to each of the products. Okay. Now, the next one here, going to jump to the next part, which is the Flodesk side of this automation, which is really cool. And we had just released these. Now, to get started here on this one, you're going to connect it on the Flodesk side. You're going to go to integration, select ThriveCart, choose your ThriveCart store if you have more than one. And there you go. I'm connected. That's it. That's how fast it was. So now on the Flodesk side, I'm going to go to workflows. I'm going to create a brand new workflow. And I have a couple of new workflow types. I have abandoned cart workflows and purchase follow-up workflows. So let's set up an abandoned cart. We have some templates here. You can choose one of the templates or start from scratch. Totally up to you. But at the top of this workflow in Flodesk, I'm going to add a trigger. I want this to begin when somebody abandons a cart. And since I've connected my ThriveCart account, I can watch my ThriveCart shop. From here, I can build out the automation. Wait for an hour and then send the abandoned cart email. Flodesk will take the information of what the item is that they left behind in ThriveCart and populate it into this email. You can see here that customizing my email is super easy. I have my brand settings. This is just how we do things here in Flodesk. And I can build out the rest of this automation in just a few clicks. Now, that first abandoned cart email is a transactional email, so it will send even if they are not a subscriber, but you cannot send future emails to them, which are considered marketing emails, unless they are a subscriber on your list. You publish the workflow, and then you're good to go. That's it. I'm going to name the workflow so I know what it's doing. And I am done. I now have an abandoned cart workflow that will send my shoppers a reminder as soon as they are landing on a page and then they forget about it or they don't finish the transaction. I'll follow up with them with a, hey, did you forget about this? and that will take them there. Now, also the cool thing about those workflows is if they do end up purchasing the product, it will automatically remove them from any future emails in that workflow. So again, that's part of the big integration that we have between the two platforms. Very, very cool. Also, not in this video here, but we also have purchase follow-up emails, workflows, which you can do by product. So if you want to recommend other products or ask for a testimonial, you can do that too. You'll select ThriveCart, and then you'll be able to choose if that applies to all products or specific products and create a workflow from there. There you go. That's my walkthrough. Jackson, do you want to dive in here?
Love it. There we go. Thank you,
Yeah.
Dawn. That was great. That was great. So with that said, I know from your side, like I said before you started, was you can speak to all this from a very unique perspective, not just from the integration or working at Flodesk or even being a ThriveCart user as well, but from being an entrepreneur, right? And you have your tech savvy business. So
Mhm.
from I guess from like a 30,000-foot perspective,
Yeah.
wanted to ask you a few questions that might benefit everyone here as an entrepreneur in one way, shape, or form. So how, in your perspective, can entrepreneurs reduce some of that manual work, albeit it's certainly been a theme today? How
Yeah.
can they reduce that manual work, increase customer lifetime value? We can start there.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this is something that I've been doing with Flodesk for a long time, but now this is a seamless integration. I don't have to use third-party tools to make this happen or rely
Hmm.
on things to work that, are hard to access. Now, what I have learned in my time of selling digital products, being an entrepreneur, is that everybody is in a different place. I mean, globally, like actually physically,
Yeah.
but also like there are people that are moms in the midnight hustle, right? They're up with their infant and they're buying things. Like I was that mom that was like buying courses and watching them while I was up in the middle of the night. That's how I like made use of my time. But there's people that are like, it's not always the person that's sitting down like for a normal work day and purchasing like at a normal time. These are people that are purchasing all over the world, all different times, and I needed to meet them where they are. That's the
Hmm.
important part here. And by creating these automations, that allowed me to give them the tools that they need. That gives them access to the course. It gives them emails. It follows up with them as soon as they take action. Okay. And we're
Hmm.
also like, guys, okay, have some honesty in the chat here. How many tabs do you guys have open right now? Because I know it's like more than 20. So, and we all do it. Like maybe you open a tab and it's not that you didn't want to actually buy the product. It's just that you got distracted by another tab or a Slack
Hmm.
message or something, right? Guys, Octavia, I don't believe you. I know you better than that. Um, like
Yeah.
sometimes we just get distracted or we opened another window or whatever. And it's not that people didn't want your product, it's that they lost track of time. We're busy, we have things going on. And that abandoned cart email might remind them, like, oh, hey, I forgot to do this.
Hmm.
So those are like ways that we're meeting people where they are, whether
Love
it's in
that.
the middle of the night or on the other side of the globe. We want to be available to them and show up, but not only show up like for them, but
Hmm.
also do it in a way that doesn't require us to be like ready to go, right? Like
Right.
we did not leave 9 to 5s to work 24 hours, although sometimes as an entrepreneur it feels like that. We have to
Sure.
find ways in our lives and our businesses to streamline this and let things run on autopilot. And I can tell you with just my courses and my workflows and things that happen after somebody buys something in ThriveCart, I've sent like 25,000 emails. And these are just emails that say like, hey, how are you doing? Or let me tell you why I made this course.
Yeah.
Or like I have a course called Fearless File Management for Photographers, and we talk about how to back up your photos. That's what
Love
it's all
that.
about. I used to work
Hmm.
at the Apple store and I start telling you stories about like the horror stories of people losing hard drives and how they lost a hard drive.
Oh my
And like,
gosh.
for example, friends, like, sure, we can be careful, but these hard drives, did you know they fit into a coffee mug full of coffee? Yeah. Ask me how I know about that, right?
Ooh.
So those are the stories that I'm telling in my emails to connect people with the why, connect them with me, build that relationship, and also show them why this thing that they purchase is valuable to them. So I'm able to do that and nurture that relationship all on autopilot with my email. And now with this, like the purchase happens at ThriveCart. I can immediately send them over to Flodesk. They start that process. I'm building that relationship. And quite honestly, half the time I don't even notice that they're there. It's happening in the background. And
Hmm.
then they'll reply and I'll be like, oh, like, hello,
There you
and
go.
then I can
Yeah.
talk to them too. And that's just so powerful. And that's where the magic of systems and tools like ThriveCart and Flodesk really come in.
Yeah, I don't think you can get a better answer than that. I'm gonna need some of those Apple Store horror stories.
Oh,
I that
we could
I
have
can
a whole
only imagine.
webinar on Tales from the Genius Bar. I would love to share
I,
them with you.
I believe it. I believe it. So you answered some of the other questions that I had in terms of what happens after somebody else buys. Can you talk about it? And you did touch on it a second ago, but personalizing early communication and
Yeah.
what that looks like for you and your business.
Sure. So for me, this starts before the purchase is even made. Okay. So, like, this
Hmm.
doesn't start at the purchase, it starts before the purchase. So, I send let's say, a monthly newsletter. It's currently on pause. I'm a little busy at Flodesk, but it's launching again soon. I'm working on it. Let's say I send this monthly newsletter, and in that newsletter, I refer to a couple of blog articles that I published. Okay. Well, let's say one of those articles is about how to like clean up your computer for the new year. Okay. That
Hmm.
tends to be a really popular topic in my community. We're talking about how to make things clean and, organized and all of that. Well, if you click on that article, I can segment you into an audience that you're interested in that type of topic. Like, you're interested in learning how to organize your files. So I can segment you into the audience. Well, I know you're interested in that. I can make sure to send you more content about that. So when I'm
Hmm.
sending you more content, I know that that's something you're interested in. You are likely interested in my Organize Your Life ebook. Right. So I'm taking that information based off of what you clicked on and saying, like, hey, you want to go a little bit deeper? Here's an ebook, and that links to my ThriveCart checkout page. Right. So that it
Hmm.
starts before then. I'm using information like what they clicked on, what opt-ins they did. I even use like a quiz. I use an interact quiz that has an integration with Flowdesk as well to gather information about my audience that
Hmm.
drives them to the different products that I offer in ThriveCart. And then once they make that purchase, then the relationship continues, right? I am asking them questions. I'm checking in, seeing how they're doing. If I have something that's related to what they have recently purchased, I
Sure.
have an audience that I'm going to send to. It's also like your VIPs. These are the people who have purchased from you in the past. Like, maybe they get a little extra on Black Friday. Like, you can use your audience to your advantage. Those are just a few of the ways that you can do this, but all of those have been really successful for me in my business. Even like offering like a early access, like giving them early
Hmm.
access to a new product in ThriveCart is really great, or a beta access to one of your new courses and Learn. Great ways to do this. You're building that relationship with your community, and it lets you live the life that you want to live without being glued to your computer. And that's, at the end of the day,
Love
that's
it.
really what it's all about.
That is the dream. That's the goal. I love it. Well, I do have another question for you that just it's
Yeah,
not even on here. It just sort of
sure.
came up because I love the way you break all this down. Do you have any recommendation in addition to what obviously you're laying out here? Are there any recommendations you have for somebody who's just starting out, or something that perhaps when you were just starting out yourself, you said, "Oh, I wish I did X versus Y."
Yeah. So this is really hard for everybody to like swallow. And I know the chat can attest here, but it's so hard to not compare yourself to other people. And
That's a good one.
you can't compare your day one to somebody's year 10. Okay. And I feel
Right.
like we
Yep.
all get caught in that. And even if you are somebody that has another business, this is also really hard. I was this person. Even if you're somebody that has another business and maybe you're pivoting or you're starting a new business, you can't compare your new business with your old business. Okay. You have years and time and experience and customers and clients and all of that, these things. And you can't compare your year one and your new business to your year 10 and your old business. Okay. So you just have to keep that in mind. You have to remember that this is a journey. You're never going to get to a point where you're going to be done. Okay. Like, it's
Hmm.
always evolving. Tools are evolving. What you're offering is evolving. We're in a world of AI now. Things are going to change. And as long as you can keep that mindset of you're going to continue to grow and adapt and evolve, you will be successful. But be kind to yourself. Stop the comparison game. Focus on the people in front of you. Okay. Don't focus on the people you don't have. Focus on the people that are there. Nurture and love them. I made multi six figures in my photography business with an email list of like 300 people. You don't need a big list to be successful.
Wow.
Okay. Focus on the people in front of you. They are your biggest fans. They will always be there to support you, and it will only get better from there.
That's so well said. It's like quality over quantity, effectively, where I think everybody in this social media age wants to see the numbers just off the charts. But the reality
Sure.
is that you'd rather have like a few A pluses than a bunch of
Yeah.
B minuses, if you will.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Yeah.
like the quality over quantity conversation is so true in so many different aspects, especially in the email world. Okay.
Sure.
Like
Sure.
getting bad emails or people that don't engage in your emails can only damage your sender reputation and your deliverability at this point. So we don't
Right.
want them. We're not chasing that vanity metrics anymore. It's not about getting your first 10,000 subscribers. It's about getting people who are there for you and to build relationships with you. And that's where the magic is.
When you see, at what point do you say I'm not going after this individual or like this group or something like that anymore, where it's like, hey, I'm not getting emails, I'm not getting either positive responses or I'm not getting any responses, they're not opening. At some
Yeah.
point it's like you have to kind of shut the door on them.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
In the email world, I tend to clean my list about every couple months, 2 to 3 months or so. And if
Hmm.
they haven't engaged with me in that period of time since I did it last, that's typically when I like move them to a segment that I can exclude. I don't want
Sure.
them damaging my reputation, my sender reputation, or anything like that. Now, I also think that's important to think about from like your different offers in your like offers that you have. One of my offers, for example, which is one of my highest converting opt-ins, is a quiz. I actually built the quiz because I was tired of answering the question in my DMs every day.
That's
So I was like,
smart. I
here's
get
the
it.
quiz to answer your question. But that's literally why I built it. But I've learned that the people that come in for that are there for a very particular thing and aren't always interested in my other products. Okay. So, and I've learned that over time that they tend to go colder after I offer them some of my other products. So instead of like adding them to the general product emails and things like that, I tend
Hmm.
to keep them in a very focused, targeted segment, and I only send them updates about those things. I give them other opportunities to jump onto the other workflows and stuff that I have. The quiz is all about what Mac to buy for your business for reference. So, for
Hmm.
example, if they get a MacBook Pro and Apple turns around and releases a new MacBook Pro, well, guess what? Guess who's getting an email from me? Okay, so
Right.
everybody that got that answer, but that's very targeted to that audience. That audience, though, is less likely to want to hear about backups and file management and things like that. So, like, that just comes with time. Every business is different, but don't be afraid to experiment and make those decisions for your business. Not every subscriber in your email list should get every single email. Okay. We did a study here at Flodesk where we looked at a year's worth of emails. We're talking billions of emails sent out of our platform. And we saw that people who send to, like, there's a group of emails that send to all of their subscribers. Okay.
Hmm.
And then there's another group of emails that send to a targeted audience. Well, the emails that went to targeted audiences had 3 times better open rates and click rates because you're
Hmm.
sending the right message to the
Right
right
people.
person. That's
Right.
it's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. Right.
So anyway, to go back to your question, like you have to experiment. Again, every business is different. What works for me might not work for you, and so on. But don't be afraid to like try different things. And for me, that was like, you know what? This audience is cool. I'm really glad they're here, but they're here for a specific reason. I'm
Right.
not going to try to force them into a funnel that they don't belong in, and being okay with that,
Hmm.
but giving them opportunities to get over there if they want to. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but that's
Hmm.
okay. I'm going to focus on the funnels and how I'm building those relationships with them. And that just is a win for me in the end.
Love it. Well, I don't think anybody could say it any better. That's perfect. Exactly. I love it. That's such great
Thanks.
insights, Dawn. Yeah, that's great.
Thanks, Jackson.
Um, let me, and it looks like from the chat, it was definitely all those points were definitely well received and appreciated. So,
Amazing.
with that said, we can open up. I know some questions have been coming in, so if we
Yeah.
missed anything, let's see what we've got coming up here. If people want to just start submitting, um, will there be, from Bill, will there be a step-by-step guide for integrating Flodesk into our Pro Plus? So we can share, and we do have specific videos and guides on our blog in terms of the actual step by step and what that setup looks like, in addition, obviously, to what Dawn's gone through here. So we can share that as well. And let me see if hopefully I can grab this.
Yeah, Bill, I
While
also have a tutorial video that's with our editor right now. So we'll have a step-by-step that we can get you access to as well.
Yeah, we'll handle that for you, Bill. Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can grab. Hang on one second, folks. Let me see. I know that they are. You know, it's so funny. You mentioned how many tabs do you have open? I'm like, I have they're infinite tabs.
Yeah.
Like there is no number that can quantify how many we have. Let me see. Bear with me, folks. Let me pull this up. Here we go. Okay. This is going into the chat right now, guys. Okay. Let's see. We've got when should we use? Okay, so we've got.
Jackson,
I
you
don't
want to
know.
funnel them over?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
see. All right. So there's one. Let's see. There's Kat's got a question in. When should we use ThriveCart and when should we use Flodesk checkout?
Yeah. So, Kat, I am the believer of the right tool for you is the one that you will use. Okay. I've actually been a ThriveCart user since before Flowdesk existed. so, um,
There we go.
especially Flowdesk checkout. So, I have been on ThriveCart for a long time, and a lot of us are here with a one-time payment option, which was really great. So for me, I have just been in ThriveCart. It's worked well for me. Flowdesk Checkout does not have a course platform. So for me, who does offer a lot of courses, I'm not able to use Checkout to offer those courses itself. Checkout is a great option if somebody is trying to validate like a digital product and you want to get started. Where ThriveCart is a specialty product that is built for selling and also courses and all of that stuff. But again, it really comes down to if you're a ThriveCart user and you like it, it's okay. Like you can stay. Like there's no reason, I want you to use the tools that you love to use and that work for your business. Also, something that Flowdesk Checkout does not have that ThriveCart has and really excels at is the affiliate programs. So that is really good. Like when you want to offer affiliates for your products, that's something that a lot of ThriveCart users, including myself, like to use.
Let's see. Another question, and we're starting to get flooded with them, which great problem to have. From Emily, you mentioned polling audience to put them in segments. Where did it go? There we go. Does Flowdesk have its own polling system that can segment audiences?
Yes. So we have so in our emails, we have a poll block so you can poll your audiences directly and segment them there. Now, if you want to give people the ability to segment based off of what they click or segment into multiple segments, you can do that with something called a link action. So whatever they click, you can add them to a workflow, add them to a segment, or also remove them from workflows or segments. And that's a really great way to say, for example, like maybe you're sending information about a Black Friday deal and you can say in that, like, hey, not interested in receiving our Black Friday messages, click here. You can remove them just from that Black Friday segment so they don't receive future emails about that topic, but they still are on your email list.
There we go. Let's see. Suzanne, I'll take this one. How long is the discount available for? Fair question. Right now, we're letting it go for not necessarily a set period of time, but I would recommend taking advantage of it sooner than rather than later. Probably the end of this week is when that will eventually lapse. Let's see. Eric, are all of the integration features available on the Pro plan, or do you need the everything plan? So the Pro plan will work in this case, and I believe we've got the coupon. I believe we've had the pricing link as well, and I can go ahead and put that back in the chat as well, just in case that it got sort of lost in the shuffle now. So let me put that back in there. Let's see. Stefan has a question. Dawn, could you explain a very basic segment structure for beginners?
Sure. So segments can be whatever you want, and a segment is a grouping of subscribers. Other email marketing tools out there call them different things. They call them tags, they call them lists, they call them groups. They're all essentially the same thing. It's a small group of your subscribers. Now, you can segment for a lot of different things, and it also depends on the style of your business and what you're doing. For me, some of my most used segments are what do they do? So I call them trade segments. Like trade, they're a photographer. Trade, they're a web designer. Trade, they're a wedding professional. Trade, they are a florist. So I keep track of what they do. And the reason why I do that is because if I'm speaking at a photography conference, I don't want to send an email about that photography conference to web designers. They don't care about photography conferences. They're not going to go. That's going to be an easy way for people to disengage with me in my emails and not trust and build that relationship with me. So I find out what they do so I can target the right person. Now, if I have a photography conference coming up, I'm going to send an email to the photographers. That's where it makes sense. Another great way is what they're interested in, like topics. What are they clicking on? So, are they clicking on content about email marketing? Are they clicking on content about backups? Are they clicking on content about the latest Apple release? What are those things that they're clicking on? How can I categorize them? So, when I have content or offers that are in that category, I have an audience that is relevant to me. In my photography journey, I asked them, what's your dream location, right? Is it a bright studio? Is it a big field with tall grass? Is it a manicured garden? Well, guess what? They would answer that poll in my email. And when I released those holiday photos in that bright studio, I had people that had already told me that that was their dream location. And maybe I offered them a special discount with like, use the code DREAM for 20% off. Like I'm playing into what they've already told me. Other examples, and guys, if you look into my own Flodesk account, I think I have like 145 segments. I have segments for every opt-in that I have. I have segments for every product that I have because obviously I want to see who purchased what. I have segments for their quiz results. I have segments for are they local to me or are they not? I have segments for where did I meet them? I have segments for what event they were at. I have segments for so many different things. So take a look at your business, see what's important to you and what important categories there are, and use those to start your segmentation. Now, one other thing I will say about segmentation before I wrap up on this is that this is an evolving piece, okay? Like, don't expect to sit down and just like create all of your segments and then be done, okay? Create a couple, and then as you go, you'll be like, oh, this would be a great idea for me to segment this audience. You're going to build that over time. Okay. So don't get this overwhelming feeling of you have to get it right out the gate. This is something that you can do over time. And also don't like discredit the manual filter. Like when I started segmenting my audience, I created a photographer segment and then I simply searched the word photography in my audience. And guess what? There's a lot of people with the word photography in their email addresses. I can make a safe assumption that they are a photographer. So move them into that segment as well.
Perfect. There you go. There you go. I think there was one other, and we're going to wrap up in a second, guys. There's one other question from Agnes. Let's see. Dear Dawn, I just connected ThriveCart with Flodesk in ThriveCart. Could you show us where to use Flodesk in ThriveCart? I have no idea what to do next after the connection or where. I know you're also doing something, I think, later for
Oh, yeah.
connecting
Want to
more
talk about
products
that?
up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Feel free.
guys.
Feel
So
free.
so again, I'm running my own business. I have my own Flodesk account, my own ThriveCart account, and if I'm being honest, I have not yet fully connected my own ThriveCart account to Flodesk yet. Been a little busy around here. So what I'm actually going to do is I set aside some time this Friday, and I'm just going to start a live stream, and I'm going to do this in my business. And you guys can chat with me. We can do it. It's not going to be anything fancy. I'm just going to live stream, live out my gamer dreams here, and live stream
Seriously.
myself connecting all of my products to Flodesk, and then also building my abandoned cart automations and my purchase follow-up workflows in Flodesk. So if you want to join me, I can grab a link to sign up for that. But I'll be doing that this Friday. Let me grab the link.
There you go. And then let's see, I've got one from Danielle here. And then again, guys, we're going to wrap up in a second. But Dawn, as you're grabbing the link, I guess maybe multitask. Is it possible to send an email to one segment such as information about the already booked workshop, although the customer unsubscribed the standard newsletter.
Okay, so in an email marketing platform, if somebody has unsubscribed, you cannot email them like legally. So you cannot send a marketing email. If they have unsubscribed, they will not be able to receive emails. However, if you do have somebody and they're like, hey, like I'm not getting your emails, and then you're like, oh, well, you unsubscribed. If you give them a Flodesk form again, they can resubscribe. So you can always get them back on, or they can use another email address to get back into the correct segment.
Perfect. And then we can, well, this will make this probably the last one. I just caught this, and Sarah and Eric, if I get the pro plan from Flodesk as opposed to the everything plan, is that enough to use all the ThriveCart integration features, including abandoned cart?
That's
Is
a
that,
ThriveCart.
is that, let me see, I might have misread. Let's see. Is that enough to use all the you know what? I
Oh,
misread that, Eric. Let's
hold
see.
on. If I get
Is
the
it
pro plan for Flodesk.
clearly I need more coffee this afternoon, guys.
Yes,
Enough to use?
yes,
Okay.
so sorry, I had to read it again
No,
too.
it's fine. I was like, oh, it's
Eric,
probably me.
yes, the email only plan does give you access to the workflows and the abandoned cart integrations, yes. You do not have to have checkout in order to access those.
There we go. Okay. I think that has been, we have definitely peppered Dawn with a million
Yeah.
and one questions. But
Here, Jackson, can I answer
yeah,
one more for the
please,
audience?
please, no,
I
please,
see a couple people
please.
asking about a promotion for Flodesk. We are wrapping up our unlimited subscribers here at the end of November. We do have a 50% offer for your first year. I don't have a code though, because I would rather you use one of our partners' codes. Okay. Jump onto Instagram, jump onto Threads. There are a million links, and I know a bunch of partners that are in here too. I would love for you to use one of our partner links to get that 50% off of your first year.
There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Dawn, I think we're about said. If you're good,
Yeah.
I think this has been great. We're so happy to have the attendance that we had today, and everybody being super engaged and from all walks of the globe. It looked like today. So, super happy to have everybody again. Thank you for taking time out of your Wednesdays, regardless of where you are. And Dawn, this has been great. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. Like we said, this had to happen.
We did
It had to
it.
happen.
We've been
Finally
talking about
did it.
this for so long.
Finally happened. Yeah, thank you everybody for joining. Again, this will be shared out. Information from this will be circulated. Definitely please join Dawn on Friday
Yeah.
for her
Come work with
YouTube
me.
live. She'll be, like one of these streamers just getting out
Yeah.
there
I
and
need to
yeah,
get some
living her
cool
streaming
lights
life.
in the background and
You
like
do. You do. You do. You
living
need
the
it all
dream,
over the
guys.
ceiling.
Yeah, some
Exactly.
neon.
Neon, rent a mansion, perhaps.
I'm okay with that.
Whatever it takes.
I
Whatever
love
it
a good
takes.
Twitch stream, so let's do it.
Exactly. It's the best. It's the best. There we go. All right. Dawn, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for joining. And we look forward to speaking with you all again soon. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye,
Take care,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you.